Feedback México with the president of Mis amigos migrantes, pues aquí estoy.
Total catastrophe, and it is a crisis.
Of a child, right there. All these NGOs, you're fake. It is this, the crisis of children.
How's everybody doing? I'm Oscar Blue for Real America's Voice News. It is Monday, January 22nd of the year 2024. It is nice to say hello to you guys on this Monday. The topic of today, it is a video that has been viralized all over the world. It is the question that it was asked to Sean Strickland, a professional UFC fighter. And Sean Strickland has always been blunt, has always been open-minded, and has been one of the guys that, you know, now they're using their sports platform to combat the leftist, radical, progressive agenda. As a lot of the UFC fighters and professional fighters have been doing that, you know, have been basically being more open-minded to speak about these topics of gender, to speak about these topics of freedom of speech, to speak about the topics of, you know, the Second Amendment and all this kind of stuff. Let me just tell you, before I put the video, this is Sean Strickland. And I know you guys know what video I'm talking about. This is Sean Strickland right here. A former, you know, it's a current champion of the UFC. A lot of the people, and this goes for the snowflakes, this goes for the radical, progressive, leftist, mercenary, activist, liberal. This is why there's still men out there, man. This is still why men, we are men. We're never going to go back, and we're never going to go to your comfort zone where you are trying to demonize and feminize men. That's what this new agenda it is about. And, you know, welcome to the man world, to this reporter that basically he got manhandled by Sean Strickland. Not only that, you are asking a political question to a man that just got out of the ring and fought another man to punish himself. That is what professional fighters do. Just for you to understand, I was a former professional fighter. I fought eight professional fights in my life, 8 professional fights, 8 professional boxing fights. When you prepare for a fight, you prepare to punish another man and to be punished. That is your life. You don't have nothing else to do in your home. You don't have no social life. You don't have no intimate life because your energy and everything needs to be concentrated on your fight. And everything is just a small circle. So when you have a liberal reporter come at you with these kind of questions, be sure that you're going to get manhandled, man, because people that they are in a ring, to be put in a ring to fight another man and to punish another man. And our bodies, as I have said before, this is why we go to these dangerous places. And I have always been, I was raised in a really rough, bad neighborhood myself. Really rough, bad neighborhood. When you're raised like that, be sure to get an answer, because this is why a lot of the people that come into my live streams, they're like, oh, Oscar, you were so, you know, that was insulting to your viewer. He didn't deserve it. You're throwing rocks. Don't expect people to throw roses at you, man. I'm not your typical average broadcaster that is going to come at you, or journalist, and is going to respond, yes, I understand your point of view. Let me just pander you for your answer. No, you're not going to get that over here, man. You're not. Why? Because This is the atmosphere that we were raised upon. And when you put a man in a cage, like Sean Strickland, he got out of the cage, he just got out of the victory, and then you confront him about political issues, be sure that you're going to get manhandled, man. This reporter got manhandled. He got strictly tapped out, destroyed by the answer. Now, profanity, it is on this video, so be sure if you have children around, there's profanity on this video by the answers to Sean Strickland, which I do agree the way that he answered, and I completely 1,000 and a million% support every single word that he said. Every single word. Why? Because it's not what he believes. It's about freedom of speech. The one that these leftist, progressive, mercenary liberals, white liberals, they so much predict and project about, but they want to limitate and they want to basically corruptibly shut down the opposition. But they want to speak all they want. This is the video of Sean Strickland basically handling the liberal reporter. This is the way that he handled it. And I believe strongly for people to understand. The other day I put a video of Bibik Ramaswamy, whatever, it's really difficult to say his last name. The way that he handled a liberal report about white supremacy was gorgeous, was phenomenal. Now, if you want to get into a place where you have a professional fighter and you're asking him about his political views, this is your way that they're going to answer you, man. They're not going to answer you in a really polite, beautiful way. And I'm so happy that this man had the balls and the audacity to say the words that he said, because this is the way that we need to combat the progressive, mercenary liberals, white liberals. This is not about, this is the progressive, mercenary, leftist, communist liberals. This is the way. There's no pantsy. There's no, let me just hold your hand and let me just sit down and let's have a cup of coffee. To have a discussion. To have a beautiful conversation. To know, what are we, how, is there a point in the middle that we can have an agreement? No, man. Black is black, white is white. That is it. This is the way. This is why, you know, when people like this come out, I'm like, yes, this is the way it's supposed to be. You don't talk to these individuals like this, man. These are professional fighters. These are professional fighters. They are made to punish another man and another man to basically try to hurt you. This is the way. These bodies, these minds are built like that. So the answer that you're going to get, it is not going to be pink. It is going to be dark, and it is going to be awful if you try to mess with these people. So for that liberal reporter, I'm so glad that you got handled like that, man. I'm so happy that you got handled like that. And for the next time that you answer a question, man, I am so happy that you're going to get more handled. Because after this, the president of USC, Dana White, he also handled this liberal reporter. And this is the way that it has to be done. No other way. Look at this video.
I did want to ask, you know, you're in Toronto. Welcome. Glad to hear it. It's been great.
Are you Canadian?
Of course I am.
Are you part of the fucking opposition? Are you?
I don't know how to phrase that.
I mean, you got like fucking. Yeah.
Well, I did want to ask.
Did you vote for Trudeau?
You know, I'm not going to say.
And let me tell you something right now. If a man says he's not going to say, like, if you ask him, motherfucker, did you vote for Biden? He's like, well, I'm not going to say. That's none of your business. He voted for fucking Biden.
Sean,
so hey,
Sean, I'm glad you had great experiences.
So this is what I'm talking about, you guys. The enemy of Canada.
All right. That's what it's got to be. It's got to be. We've got a pretty supportive gay and lesbian community in this city. I did want to ask you about something you wrote a couple of years ago. You said if I had a gay.
Now, let me just, before I put more of the video on, for you, liberal reporter, this is a UFC event. It has nothing to do with gender. It has nothing to do if you're gay or you're not gay. It's a UFC event. It's a professional fighting event. Why don't you stick to the questions that they are from a professional fighter? Stick to your questions. If he answers bluntly or whatever he's answering, your professional ethic is to stay in your ground and just ask the question. Do not get into your feelings. And immediately, Sean Strickland triggered this man.
Son, I would think.
Oh, look, another. I'm saying to you, the swamp, you guys, the swamp.
You become a champion, you become a star, and someone.
Let me ask you something. Are you gay? No, are you? Let me know. Are you gay?
Can I get an answer?
Well, no, I'm asking. This is a part of. Are you a gay man?
I'm an ally of the community.
You're an ally of the community. And first and foremost, the one I'm asking you the question, who are you to put yourself in the front of this man after he fought a great fight into the man? I'm the one that is asking this is the liberals, man. This is the white progressive mercenary imperialist liberal. I'm the one that is asking. I'm the one this. I'm the one that. You're in your squad. You're squad. And you're an ally to the community. Come on, man. What is that? Now this language construction of new terminology, this xenophobic, transphobic, homophobic, pronoun-phobic, fat-phobic, racist, fascist, narcissist, bigot, Zionist, white supremacist, white imperialist, conspiracy theorist, creative hysteria, fearmonger, all this stupidity language. It's growing so much, this stupidity language of just messing with freedom of speech. And now it is just, I'm an ally to the community. Get the hell out of here, man. What would happen if I talk to one of these liberals and I say, I'm an ally to the freedom of speech? Oh, you're a white supremacist. You're a white extremist. You're an extremist. You're orange man bad. What the hell is wrong with these people? After that, this was just, it gets better.
Okay. If you had a son and he was like, you had a son, he was gay, you'd be like, oh man, you don't want a grandkid?
No problem with it.
Oh man, well, dude, you're a weak fucking man, dude. You're part of the fucking problem. You elected Justin Trudeau. Like, when he sees the bank accounts, like, you're just fucking pathetic. And the fact that you have no fucking backbone, and has he shut down your fucking country and seized bank accounts? You ask me some stupid shit like that, go fuck yourself. Move the fuck on, man.
That doesn't really answer the question, but I did want to ask also things you said about the trans community. You said this past October when they announced the Bud Light sponsorship that you'd go so hard on Bud Light in your next fight, they'll have to accept me or denounce me when they know what, and will know what they stand for. Are you still going to use your fight time to kind of speak on that?
Here's the thing about Bud Light. 10 years ago, to be trans was a mental fucking illness. And now all of a sudden, people like you have fucking weaseled your way into the world. You are an infection. You are the definition of weakness. Everything that is wrong with the world is because of you. And the best thing is the world's not buying it. The world's not buying your fucking bullshit you're fucking peddling. The world is not saying, you know what? You're right. Chicks have dicks. The world's not saying that. The world's saying, no, there are two genders. I don't want my kids being taught about, who they could fuck in school. I don't want my kids being taught about, their sexual preference. Like, dude, this guy is the fucking enemy. You want to look at the fucking enemy to our world? It's that motherfucker right there.
Damn. Jesus. Holy cow, man. Jeez. Holy cow. Holy cow, man. And, this is the beautiful thing about freedom of speech is that when you answer to a white progressive mercenary liberal like this, they will say that he is a white supremacist, that he's an extremist, that he's an insurrectionist, that he's the worst thing that you ever had. And the terminology, the language barrier of defense that I have consistently talked about. Now, let me just tell you, behind me, you will see a lot of things that I have when I was a professional boxer. From a personal experience, the worst thing that you can do after a professional fight, after you got in the ring and punish somebody else and somebody try to punish you, somebody try to hurt you, the worst thing that you can do is ask him about politics. or trying to get into his backbone in a thing that he doesn't agree. So when you see that happening and you confront a man about this disgusting agenda that is going on, you're going to get a straight answer, man. You're going to get a straight answer. This is more than straightforward answer. With the effing, with no, with no filter whatsoever. The guy just let go. And I will tell you one thing right now. I will tell you one thing right now. The guy has received so much support that his audience worldwide has grown so much. The guy has received so much support from his audience that his platform, everything, his brand, his name has grown twice as what it was before, because he had the balls to say something that a lot of these Republicans, rhinos, that they're sitting in office and they're just collecting a check every month, has not said a word. This is the way you handle things. This is the way you speak when you have an issue. Of course, you're a politician. You're not going to use the effing. You're not going to. But ultimately, this is the way that you want to answer to somebody that is bugging you, the one that is bothering you, the one that wants to force you to believe what he wants you to believe. F off, man. We're not having it. And this guy just said to everybody, this is the way I think. This is the way that I believe. And nobody is going to come to my home and make me believe a thing that I don't want to believe. The thing that these liberals, white-collar liberals, fight so much about freedom of speech, they cannot handle it. Then Dana White was asked the same question. Dana White, that he's a president, and I believe still he's part, he was the owner, but I don't think that he's entirely the owner anymore of UFC. I believe that he is, but he has something right now in partnership with somebody else. So Dana White was asked about this question, about this comments of Sean Strickland. Guess who went over there, man, to ask him about this? The same freaking liberal reporter. This is how liberals are. They're annoying. They want to. I'm gonna make my point. I'm gonna make my point because I'm gonna make my point. This is liberal reporters to the fullest. The same liberal reporter went over there and asked the same annoying, stupid question, and he got manhandled again. This is why men are men. Men should be men. No feminizing men. No trying to denigrate men. No trying to make men less every damn time with your political agenda. This is men being men. Sorry, but this is the way it's supposed to be answered. And I have said so many times before, man. Republicans have become so complete, so soft. They have become part of the problem. A lot of these rhinos have become part of the problem. These, the Republicans, that they stand for law, order, Second Amendment, and all this kind of stuff. You have a lot of them. You have a lot of them that they're ultimately right now part of the problem. Right now, you have a lot of them that they are sitting down just collecting a monthly paycheck. They don't speak of the border issues. They go to the border just for photo ops. They don't go to the places that they need to be done. They don't educate the problem. They don't go to the schools. They don't walk in protest. They don't go collectively with the citizens and ask, what the hell can we do for you? Go back to the simple days that you had a congressman and he actually go to his community and walk to the community and say, how you doing, Mr. Johnson? Can I come into your house? Yes, sir. Oh, my God, Congressman, come in. What is the problem right now with your community? Well, I see that in schools they're teaching this that I don't believe in. All right, Mary, take the note. He doesn't believe in this. Let's see what the average community says about it. What is the other problem? Insecurity. How can we fix it? Go back to the days of that. Don't just be sitting down like these Rashida Tlaibs, Ilhan Omars, Alexandria Ocasios, these Veronica Escobars, these disgusting, Gavin Newsoms, all these people that they just sit down and take decisions on their computer, on their laptop, and they just send emails. That's it. And they just send their Santa little helpers, go over there, you over there, John, fix the problem, and ultimately support it. No, go back to the same thing. The same thing. These two political parties are part of the problem. The two political parties. Really, I'm just being honest. I have been completely open and transparent about this. As Democrats are at fault, as Republicans are complicit about this problem. There's no in the middle. There's no, oh my God, no, not all Republicans. No, you're wrong about that. The Republican problem right now, it is their own Republican people. It is a disaster what is happening inside of the Republican Party. It is, don't come to me with this justification of every Republican that says, oh, it is because we got infiltrated by the Democrats. Get the hell out of here. Wear some pants. Where is that thing that you have between your pants? To say, no, this is not allowed here, out. You don't have it anymore. You forgot about it. This is the response of Dana White. Man, we need these kind of people, man. We need these kind of people. This is the kind of response that need to be given. Now, Dana White responds to this liberal reporter in a really different way, in a more manageable, but, not even in the more manageable way. But ultimately, let's say in a more calm. So they get asked again about this stupidity of what happened with Sean Strickland. The same liberal reporter. Go listen to this.
Okay, if I get you over here. Sean Strickland, the story of the week, maybe the story of the last year, 14 months. There was a bit of a scuffle earlier this week. Some comments he made, some offensive comments, caused some public backlash. But I don't.
Offensive comments, public backlash. This guy's just projecting. There was no offensive comments whatsoever. You're provoking it. How about your words? Why you're bringing political issues to a post-fight event? The offensive comments are because of you. You put the LGBTQ community on the wrong spot, man. You shouldn't be putting these kind of questions and a post-fight. You're the one that brought your community to the ground and insulting your community in a post-fight event. This is a fighting event. This is a fighting event. It is not a let's go and have a tea party. No, it is a fighting event.
And I know you're not in the policy of policing your fighter speech, but was there any discussion with UFC, ESPN, Bud Light, any sponsors about how to kind of handle this situation?
Zero.
You obviously give a long leash to your fighters about, what they can say when they are up there with the UFC microphone and you are getting into territory of homophobia, transphobia. Is there...
Holy crap. Holy crap. Let me just rewind this because I want you guys to understand. This is the language barrier of language barrier defense. This is what I've been talking about before I put the whole video. The white, progressive, mercenary, activist, liberal, their only defense is this. You are xenophobic, transphobic, homophobic, pronoun-phobic, fat-phobic, fascist, racist, narcissist, bigot, conspiracy theorist, creating hysteria, fearmonger, white supremacist, white imperialist, Zionist. That is their defense. They don't have nothing else. You take away, if I wanted to have a debate with a white progressive mercenary liberal, I will say, do you want to talk to me? So yeah, you cannot use these terms. Let's sit down and talk about facts. You cannot use this language. Can you handle a conversation of men without using your pandering defensive language? Can you handle it? Or can you not? Can you handle it or not? And they do not have no other way to handle a conversation without that. Let me just put the video again right here. So this is what he was asked about, the same thing about Sean Strickland. And then later on, look what he answered.
You obviously give a long leash to your fighters about, what they can say when they are up there with a UFC microphone, and you are getting into territory of homophobia, transphobia. Like, is there?
I don't give anybody a leash.
Well, I'm saying
a leash.
Like
free speech. And control what people say. Going to tell people what to believe. Going to tell people. I don't fucking tell any other human being what to say, what to think, and there's no leashes on any of them. What is your question?
I was asking that question. I'll move on, though.
Yeah, probably a good idea. That's ridiculous to say I give somebody a leash. Free speech, brother. People can say whatever they want, and they can believe whatever they want. And I don't think there's any. We had two gay women who fought in the co-main event. They sat on the stage with Sean Strickland. They could give a shit what Sean Strickland thinks, or what he says, or what his beliefs are, or what his opinions are. You know what I mean? Go ahead. What do you got?
Oh, my God. Holy crap. Go home. Go home, reporter. Go home, liberal reporter. Jesus Christ, man. You got handled twice. And holy crap. The way that you got handled, man. It's just, this is when you get into a conversation with people that they have gone through certain circumstances in your life, you're going to get response like this. Although, if it is a woman, and if they use the woman card, you're not going to be able to respond. You're just going to keep quiet and you let the liberal woman just yell at you. Well, you did that. As a man, you're going to look bad if you respond or if you say something, because they're going to use it as, oh, yeah, this macho and the patriarchy, and it's a strategy, right? So you just keep quiet and you're like, yeah, go ahead and yell. Do whatever you do your thing. But when you have a mercenary liberal like this, reporter, that, again, his progressiveness to just continuously ask the same stupid question and to come at you at every press conference and say, I'm going to ask again the question. I need to ask the question again. I need an answer. I need an answer now. You're going to get manhandled, man. And he got manhandled like a mother. There's no way that I can tell you that he did not got manhandled, man. This is why men need to be men only. And last, this is a clear example. And I'm sorry for the average progressive mercenary liberal that thinks that this is white supremacy and this is white extremism, the white supremacy extremism, because I'm brown, so I'm not a white supremacist. That doesn't mean that you're not a white supremacist. You can be white supremacist with the color doesn't even. Oh, I want to throw up. But just for you to understand, these are professional fighters. They're raised in a bad neighborhood. They're raised possibly in a broken home. You know, without nothing, grow without nothing, make their own pathway through obstacles and ups and downs and horrible ups and downs. Then when they get to a place that you are successful and you're growing and you're growing and you're growing, then you have these kind of reporters that they come at you, and ultimately they want to push your button. What do you think is going to happen? You think that he's going to get his feelings hurt? Do you think Sean Strickland gives an F about what you're asking him about? He completely showed that he doesn't give a rat's ass, man. Not only that, let me just tell you what it is. And I will tell you, he has grown his platform twice as bigger, man. He has grown his platform twice. It's just the way that he catch the audience as the way that he was speaking is the exhausting situation that Americans are living right now, that Canadians are living. It's just people are exhausted. They're tired. They're exhausted of this agenda. They're tired, man. They're tired about the gender thing, the gender dysphoria. They're tired about the indoctrination of children, the indoctrination of people, the censorship. They're tired about the irregularities that are happening at their countries. You know, let's say what he was saying about seized bank accounts, about Trudeau. They're tired of, United States citizens and Canadians. They're extremely exhausted and they're tired. They're exhausted. They're like through here. They don't have every more space in the head to fill in more. They're completely tired. They're exhausted. So when you got a person that is exhausted of this continuous thing and you cannot raise your child the way that you want him to be raised, because in the state that you live in, let's say hypothetically California, now you have to worry about gender and binary, and now a kid is transforming and this and that, and you try to raise your kid with the values that you were raised upon, or try to raise them a little bit not conservatively, but try to raise them good, God values and this and that, and you cannot do it because of this stupidity agenda. You get a person that is going to be exhausted. So when you are asked these kind of questions to a person that just got out of the ring after being punished and punishing somebody else on the floor, hitting each other in the face and the stomach and the legs and everything, coming out, sitting down at a pedestal, ask these questions, what do you think you're going to be answered with, man? Do you think that it's going to be pretty? No, it's not going to be pretty. It is not going to be nice. And definitely the answer that is going to give it to you, it is going to be awful. And that is what he got. You cannot ask flowers when you're throwing rocks. You cannot do that. You cannot. And no, and inevitably to a former professional fighter, you're not going to get that. You're not. Sometimes, people right here in my audience, they get into their feelings sometimes and they say like, yeah, I was trying to make a point, Oscar, and I'm like, hey man, you're throwing a rock. Oh, that's not professional enough. Like, hell out of here, man. You're asking me stupid questions. I'm not going to answer you in a way that you're going to get an answer that is going to pander you if you're asking a question that is not correct. I'm sorry. And then, this is a clear example of what the United States is going through right now. It's a clear example of what the United States is going through right now. It's sad what that beautiful, big, powerful country is going through. A transformation to a progressive, liberal, country. But in the next generation, it is so out of line. So out of line. Next generation of children, man. Next generation of young kids. The next generation, it is so misplaced. It's just, they're so all over the place. They don't even know what they want. They don't even know what they are. They don't even know what they're going. They don't even know where they're trying to be. Whatever happened, just going back to basics, go to college and learn a career. Or if you don't want to even go to college, you want to be an entrepreneur, do whatever you want to be, but do it. You know, don't be messing around and going to protests and looting and rioting and you know, and doing massive, you know, environmental protests and throwing paint and paintings and spraying airplanes and all this stupid stuff, instead of, you know, doing your just being a young kid. Go to parties, man. Just enjoy your youth. Go to college. You know, have a girlfriend, whatever you want to do. You know, just enjoy your young life. That's not the case anymore in the United States. In the United States, it's not the case. Why? Because a lot of these young kids now, they dedicate themselves to protests, to manifestations, to riots, to lootings, to learning stupidity at colleges. It's not academia. The answer of every college white liberal, it's not academia. You don't know nothing about communism because you're not academia. And I'm so happy that is not in the academia. It's never been in the academia. Logic is logic, dumbass. That is what it is. Logic, it is logic. It's always going to be 1 + 1. It is 2. It is not 3. It's real simple. Simple it is, as simple as does, man. And you know, and this clearly makes also an embarrassment to these politicians that they've been having problems of how to express. They cannot express themselves like Sean Strickland. Of course, absolutely not. You cannot do that. You know, as a politician, you cannot give an example of this, you know, of this way of openly speaking about how do you feel. You know, you can't do that because you're a politician. You're supposed to be an example to the community and the people. But you can be more open about it. You know, you can be more open and to say, this is what it is. This is what I believe in. This is what we stand for. The people choose me to be their congressman because I believe in these facts and I believe in this way. It's not because I do not believe in this and that and this and that. No, this is the people chose me because of this. So because of this, now this is the way I think. How's everybody doing? Thank you so much for joining in. I'm Oscar Blue for Real America's Voice News. Sean Strickland. I'm buying a t-shirt that says Sean Strickland. I'm buying a t-shirt. Supporting, man. I'm sorry for the white fancy snowflake liberal. I'm buying a t-shirt. And as a matter of fact, I'm supporting Sean Strickland, man. Go to his platform and support him. Try to buy a t-shirt, support him or whatever. His movement, whatever he's doing. Buying a t-shirt. That one that had right there. Let me just put the video again. It's funny. You know, he did it because it's funny. It triggers the liberals. It triggers the liberals right here. It triggers absolutely the liberals. It says a woman in every kitchen and a gun in what? It says right here, a woman in every kitchen and a gun in every hand. Sean Strickland 2024. That's what it says. A woman in every kitchen, a gun in every hand. This guy, man. Oh, that's such a what is it? Machismo. What do you think? Women are not worth it to be outside of the kitchen? No, it's just a way to trigger the liberals. It's not that we believe in. I don't believe in that. I believe that women are equal and they have the same power to be successful as men. Of course, they don't have the force and the entire power as men, but they ultimately have the same, you know, freedom to be as whatever they want to be. You know, that's obvious, but Sean Strickland just put that shirt on to just, you know, trigger the liberals. And by God that he triggered them, man. By God that he triggered all of these people, man. That he triggered all these people. If people can, and I would like to make a petition. If people can just let me know, I'm going to try to see where they sell these T-shirts. A woman in every kitchen and a woman in every kitchen. Sorry about my Spanish accent. You know, the liberals make fun of it. You know, those ones that they pander to Latinos and then they make fun of other people. A woman in every kitchen, a gun in every hand. So I would like to buy that. If you guys know where I can buy this T-shirt, send me an inbox, and particularly to my Instagram. I don't answer the Facebook inbox, and also, the only inbox that I answer is Instagram. I don't answer to no other inbox. That is my manager takes care of that. But if you guys can tell me where I can buy this T-shirt, I'm supporting this man just because he gave it to this liberal reporter. Possibly, his statements, if they were out of line, if they were not, it's not even my place to say, because it's freedom of speech. It's freedom of speech. As a lot of people, when they come into my live feeds and they start saying like, "Oh, do you agree with that, Oscar? That's not us." Like, it's not you. It's me. If that is one of the beautiful things, that God made us different. So we will think different. It is not up to you to believe in what I believe. It is not up to me to make you believe into what I believe. That's not up to me. It's up to freedom. That's freedom. This is God-given right that only God gives you when you were born, and only Him can take it out when you die. It's the way it is. The law of life. God bless you all. Thank you so much for joining in. I'm Oscar Blue for Real America's Voice News. Take a couple of questions, couple of comments that they are in the live feed. Let me put a comment right here. It says, university have courses that teach logic. LOL. Just another way to change the way students think into their way of their liberal thinking. Absolutely, I agree with it. Let's go to X right here. My son has a sign on the laundry room: only women. That's funny. That's funny. That's funny. It's just that's Ironwood Workman. What's going on? I blame the subversive commie attack on the world. They really have been after America for a long time now. Oh yeah, they've been after it, man. Say another one. Can't imagine being a parent today. Schools indoctrinate children with liberalism from kindergarten on. And let me just bring you guys a thing that it's just for me to end this live feed. A couple of weeks ago, I had a podcast with my best compadre, Raymond Azar. Raymond Azar, it is a journalist, producer, that he works for different networks in the United States of America. We did a podcast on his platform. And when we were talking about this gender situation with the children, he is, let me just tell you a little bit about Raymond. He used to live in Venezuela, but he had to get out. And now he lives in the United States for many years. He has been living in the United States. He's a journalist. So when we were talking about the gender thing, I was saying, hey, you know what, Raymond, I believe strongly that they are interfering with the procreation of children. They're starting it from when they're young. That's why they want to start, changing their sexuality and their way of thinking since they're young, because they want to stop procreation, and they want us to stop growing as society, as a human race. It is part of the depopulation. It is not a theory. It is a reality. Kamala Harris has said it, and politicians have said it openly, that the world is too populated. They need to depopulate. So I believe strongly stopping the ideal from a child from when he's young to identify as a man and a woman, and ultimately from there create the idea that they cannot procreate. They can procreate, but they can only have one, or it's inevitably an attack against the human race. The attack against conservatism is an attack against Christians. Because then Raymond tells me, that is an attack against Christians, because Christians now, the average Christian family only has one kid, 2 kids. As a matter of fact, 2 is a big family now. And not only that, some of them, they don't even have 1 or 2. They have a pet now. They have a dog. In the meantime, everybody chooses a religion. I'm just doing a comparison. In the meantime, in the Europe, Islam and Muslims are growing massively, man. Growing massively, because they are intensively procreating, and their religion and their ideals. Family, it is the number one factor. Family, it is the number one number one basic fundamental of their religion and of their life. At the meantime, in the West, Christians are being attacked, and they're being consistently attacked, and the agenda is being infiltrated. But in Europe, you have Muslims that they're growing by the 2s, the 3s, the 4s, the 5s. Their families are growing massively, and Europe is basically growing in a Muslim, environment, and Muslim, intensively, as they're growing as the religion, the second most biggest religion in the world, that is Muslims, Islam. It's a reality. So it is an attack against Christians. Yes, it is. I truly, profoundly believe so. The only religion that are getting consistently attacked is the one that Jesus predicted, and it's Christians. It's the only one. So it's really difficult nowadays to find families that they have more than 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 kids. It is just a reality. It is just a reality. And now you have this interruption of how to raise a child. Because in California, if you don't let your child, let me just tell you how Gavin Newsom, it is so demonic. In California, if you don't let your child choose which gender or which identity or which whatever he wants to be, they can take away your child. There's a law now that they're trying to do that. How crazy is that? It's your child. You brought it to this world, but if you don't follow what a minor is saying, that child can potentially be taken away from you because you're not letting him be before he turns into an adult that is 18. How crazy is that? This is why when you get a Sean Strickland on the microphone and you get asked these kind of questions, you're going to get those kind of answers. And it's not going to be pretty. It is not. It is not going to get pretty when he answers. This is what this liberal reporter got. And, and of course, Sean Strickland is going to get attacked. The sponsorships are going to get hit. That is how the liberals, they do. They hit your sponsors. They hit their sponsorships. They try to completely attack you and take away everything from you because they're mad. They're upset. They're full of hate. They're full just with just hate. That's what they're full of. And of course, he's going to get attacked, but his platform has grown doubled, man. It's unbelievable what this man just did by just answering like that. It's just unbelievable. And then Dana White also answering this way to say, freedom of speech, brother. I don't say to nobody what to say, and I don't tell nobody what to say. This is called freedom of speech. Of course, the liberal reporter got immediately plastered and upset. Possibly he went fuming to his home, man. And when he was in the car, possibly he was yelling to the steering wheel, "Oh my God, I cannot believe that he said that. I'm going to get them." Who doesn't agree that he went to his home like that, screaming to the windshield or hitting the dashboard while he was listening to Tina Turner? Jesus Christ. My God. Thank you so much for joining in. I'm Oscar Blue for Real America's Voice News. I will be live at Instagram right now, giving it to the Spanish-speaking people about this topic. I want to speak about this topic, and I'm going to record it right now and do a video about it and upload to Instagram, because these kind of videos are really important to be put out in Instagram. These kind of videos are really important to be put out in Instagram. It's like, what's his name? The politician that just Shingao, the Democrat politician that just spoke about, Latinos only being good to farm. Disgusting. I remember, I don't remember his last name. The Penguin, the one that everybody calls the Penguin. It's really important that we say it in Spanish, so the Latino community in the United States of America will wake up and understand what these politicians are doing, man. On both sides of the aisle, on the Republicans and on the Democrat side, it's really important what they're doing, because absolutely none of them, they're doing anything. They're not doing anything. Jerry Nadler, thank you so much. God bless you all. Stay safe. Take care of yourself. Follow me. On the bottom, you will see a link that is called Buy Me a Coffee. If you guys like to contribute to my independent reporting and travel fund, buy me a coffee. It is right there on the bottom link. Thank you so much for supporting. We will be doing another show on the next incoming days. I was supposed to be doing a show in my studio today, my new studio, but it is hard raining, man, over here. It is raining hard, man. And it's really difficult to get out right now on the streets. I don't want to be stuck in traffic, and you know, it's a lot of flooding. So the city is going through right now a really not beautiful situation right now. So it's raining consistently. So I prefer to stay home. And then tomorrow, if I got the opportunity, on Wednesday, I will have the opportunity to go to the studio and just try to do the best that I can to start doing these videos. I got an idea. We'll do videos, recorded videos for you guys to have, you know, every video of every news every morning. God bless you guys. Stay safe. Take care. Buy me copies right there. Follow me at all platforms. Like we always say, God's plan, it is our mission.
We're here with at CPAC Mexico with the president of mis amigos migrantes, pues aquí estoy.
Total catastrophe, and it is a crisis.
of a child right there. All these NGOs, you're fake. It is this, the crisis of children.